Cotton is just such a unique plant to me. I mean, you know, it only flowers for one day, and then the bloom goes from white to pink to, you know, later a bowl that opens. It's funny that we plant a perennial crop but treat it like an annual.
My name's Seth McAllister. I'm the University of Georgia Cooperative Extension Agent here in Southwest Georgia, Terrell County. We've got about 60,000 acres of crop production here, and this is a field of cover crops that we've had the last couple of years, looking at some cotton coming up in it. So historically, a lot of our agriculture here in Southwest Georgia has relied on conventional tillage. Recently, there's been a lot bigger push for using cover crops to try to conserve soil moisture and to reduce tillage, to reduce erosion here in our agricultural systems. This field behind us was planted in a four-way mix that had rye, clover, vetch, and oats all together. And you can see the thatch now in the peak of the summer, late July. It's really doing a good job holding moisture and helping the crop to stay healthier during this hot time.
In the spring of 2019, we had really unusual hot spring weather, and I pulled some temperature soil surface readings. And in conventional tilled farmland, we had soil temperatures in excess of 130 degrees Fahrenheit. And can you imagine what that does to a young cotton plant trying to come up from seed? Here, you can see where we had this residue over the winter and it was terminated this spring. And you can dig under it and see that the temperature, there's a lot more moisture and the temperature is a lot cooler here than in those conventional fields that have bare soil with the heat bearing down on them.
Obviously, as we're planting our cash crop, it can be a challenge to get established when we're planting into really heavy residue. A lot of our farmers here are utilizing cover crop strip till rigs to break through that residue and to create a furrow. And then even if they need to, using a cultipacker to lay that residue down so that we can run a planter through it in the same direction. In some of our work in 2021, we were able to cut fertility by about 50 units of nitrogen and beat the farmer's historical yield record using the fertility from the cover crop.
If you look at a cotton plant, it grows very predictively. There's about 3 days between nodes and about 6 days between fruiting positions on a plant. And what that can tell me as an agent, I can see what was happening in this field just based on where the fruit is. We want to see fruit stuck on every one of these first positions. And sometimes, unfortunately, due to insect pressure, diseases, or the weather, we can lose fruit, and that's what we want to minimize. But in this system, it just impresses me how much the plant's chasing moisture under that residue so that it can create a healthy, prosperous crop, you know, later in the season.
Overall, the whole cover crop package, you're getting better water infiltration, increased fertility, better soil health, reduced erosion. And in these financial times, we have to look at that whole system as an input cost and potentially an input savings across the farm. The most important factor when you're considering utilizing cover crops is to have a plan. Obviously, you can't plant this today and kill it tomorrow to get any benefit. Typically in our area, we're planting cover crops between October 1st and November 14th to get good benefit from them. They need to be terminated in late March or early April when they're first starting to flower, and that gives you the most biomass from that crop and the most fertility for the following cash crop. In my expertise, I would recommend killing them at least 3 weeks before you plant your cash crop so that we don't have a green bridge for insect pests and other pests in the field. And then typically we strip till into them 3 weeks after they're terminated, and we plant the cash crop immediately thereafter. You know, here in Terrell County, we've got red gall hills that were not always red gall hills. They've been eroded over years of agriculture and years of use and abuse. And I see this as the future of keeping the farm sustainable and more profitable in the long term. I look at cover crops as an investment for your farm and a potential savings for input costs the following year. For more information, you need to talk to your local county agent, and they can get you the latest information based on our research that's unbiased and research-based.